So they'll be calling you a radical. I got news for the contemporary fools. Windmills are not killing whales in Jersey, in New York on the Atlantic, and on the Pacific. Sea lions are not the reason for the salmon collapse. I mean, it's Psychoville. They're starving to death. Well documented. It's well documented. They're inebriated. Big fish eat little fish. The global catastrophe, 2011 to 2023. The oceans. Well documented. The salmon have collapsed. In most rivers, the steelhead, 95% on the ocean in Oregon, Washington, California, Alaska, the Fraser, and British Columbia. Well documented. Now remember, the wells, tide pools were chock full in 2010, 2011. Starfish, there's another one. Kevin Blanch's work verified. Starfish are going to be, some of the bigger starfish are going to be put on the endangered species. Being verified now after the fact, all these years later, that they're down 95%. So, Peter shot that video yesterday, and it's important because that video yesterday, where he's standing, you can see his feet. Those little holes were that's where the urchins live. That's where the purple urchins are. It used to look like carpet right there in 2010, 2011. Purple. Gone. It's a wipeout. It's unarguable. They took the Pacific humpbacks off the endangered list. The ocean was making an incredible comeback. The salmon. We don't catch dead tide pools, like Kevin Blanch does. We don't catch dead humans in bone marrow plants. Kevin Blanch does. Saw Dana did a show last night. 7 stents. Whoa. That's the most I ever heard of. Glad they were able to go through your wrists. They're splitting you open. You don't want that. So, right his back. So, it's unarguable. The ocean was teeming with life until 2011. We have all the data. You can run all the Gresham models you want. We count dead salmon. We count live salmon. They're a commodity. The salmon had record numbers in 2008, 9 on the Columbia, on the Rogue, on the Deschutes, on the Fraser. They have record low numbers now. The acute catastrophe, they started to collapse the steelhead in 2011, 2012, just like the starfish did. Wasting disease. Okay. It's been widely reported what I've been saying the whole time, that not only the numbers collapsed that's by number, not by volume, by weight. They're coming in a little skinny, sucked up, just like we've been reporting the whole time. The well collapse. So, Chinook salmon, record returns on the Columbian. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everybody's laughing at me. Video I saw with my own eyes. I'm like, will you believe me when they collapse in 2016? Oh, their record, 1.4 million in 2015. Beast, live cam on the Columbia River. When they can classify me, which they have, kettle me, which is outrageous. They've kettled. Cancel culture on Balco. Cancel environment. I mean, it's just the greatest PhD in human history. But we're all into celebrityism, popism. Forget our health. Forget all that. Forget it. Windmills are not killing whales. The answer to all this is what they've been doing in Europe. They got creative, but they've cut consumption. Not here. Make less than 4% of the world's population. We're consuming well over half of the world's products. 1980, that was 12%. We break that record every year. So big fish eat little fish. It's unarguable. You might have thought I was crazy in those early days, all that work I was doing. How about the trees? think it's 14% of all land in the western heat bubble, the Great Drought, has burned since 2011. Now, we finally got a winter here. We got a good winter here in Utah. First one since 2011, this major drought, the Great Salt Lake. Everybody's like, oh, we need legislation to save the Great Salt Lake. Well, just remember, I documented it was happening. I was screaming about it before it was happening. No one listened to me. I said at the legislature then, well, no, we got plenty of water. Now they're panicked. They're going to pass legislation? What's that going to do? Because you only got two answers. Pray or do a snow and rain dance. Will this mega, well, it's not mega, but it's a good winter. It's a really good. We're supposed to get a big storm tomorrow night, another one. Cure the Great Salt Lake? No. But it'll help it. Their money that they appropriate, it's not going to help anything. It's not going to help one thing. That's just going to make a bunch of different people rich. You know, just like the legislation, you know, consent-based hearings. We're going to offer more money to take the waste. Take it. Well, here in Utah, we've been taking it for years. You know, day 41 of my rehab. I'm slowly getting better. It's just cabbage. You know, tore me up, worn me out. So I go to the DOE, Department of Energy, which is really the Department of Energy. Jennifer Granholm, Rick Perry, same old left, right, it's the same. New boss, same as the old boss. When am I going to get my check? We've been taking the nuclear waste here in Utah for decades, including the San Onofre waste is above legal limits. Cox doesn't even know what I'm talking about, the governor, because I've talked to him. Here's Reyes. You don't know what I'm talking about. Neither does, you know, well, Herbert did, but he just lied to me. So, San Onofre had an accident in the same day I was in the bone marrow transplant LDS. Sickest night I had. Almost croaked that night. January 30th, 2012. San Onofre had an accident. Look it up. Oh, it's just a steam malfunction, they call it. Got steam. They backed up into the court because they were cheating on the exchange. You know, it was man-made by corruption. Ask Kamala Harris back when she used to go after him. Ask Moon Brown how much money he got. Ask Peavy, the California Public Commission, who told me to go fuck myself in a public hearing. Said I've never been shut down for 10 years. We got it ended like TikTok Devil Canyon. No one gives a fuck anymore. Our small army does. You know, look what we're up against. So their answer is to kettle me, squash me, hide anything I do. I could release absolute real footage of the review tape. Real clear modern thing showing it, and I'd get 228 views. Kettle me, kettle you. So, windmills are not killing the whales. They're starving to death. This is a global catastrophe post-2011. And you're going to chalk it up to coincidence? All you scientists are mystified, baffled, stunned, perplexed, curious, alarmed. The latest one I saw was underwater apocalypse. Underwater zombie apocalypse. And they call themselves scientists. No, I'm the real scientist, Kevin Blanch. So, we have all the data. You can plug it into regression and model. In science, we call those outliers. Well, they're just plain liars. These are called outliers. You can plug the salmon data in on the Fraser, on the Deschutes, on the Rogue, on the Columbia. You can plug it all in. And you will see that's something radical. The outliner points to 2011. On the wells, on the sills, on the sea lions, on all of it, the crab. You know, the heat bubble over the western United States. British drought 12 and just started in 2011. Coincidence doesn't get it in science. In fact, coincidence is the hallmark of fraud. These scientists, NOAA, EPA, Weber State University. I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a biologist. I'm a scientist, professor in the United States. I'm a journalist. I'm a politician. Well, it's Fukushima. Just full core meltdowns. Throw it into the Pacific Ocean. For every action, there's a reaction. You're trying to tell me there's no action from full core? It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was one meltdown. It's 3. At least 3. Not to mention all the mock seal blown all over. You're telling me there's no byproduct. Talk about a mental illness. The nuclear energy. Emperors that have no fucking clothes. Damn tuna.